I super appreciate all these words of aloha. It's you and I talked about this before the first time when we met, but just being able to connect with others like you who are doing great work on ʻāina is amazing. And then being able to also partner and see how we can partner is the whole goal of all of this work, because really what it is about bridging the gap between Hawaii and its diaspora, because we are a Lāhui, we are one community at the end of the day, no matter where we physically are. And so this is what we're supposed to be doing, is just stretching our arms across the ocean as wide as we can. So
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here and to, of course, to be on the board of Changemakers. I feel like there's always so much stuff, and I'm like, okay,
Right.
which parts of this should I pull out instead of going all the way back to the beginning? But I usually do start all the way at the beginning
Yeah.
because it is like it is important context coming from my own story. So my family is from Kauai and from Big Island, and my mom was born and raised on Kauai. I was born on Oʻahu, but was raised in San Diego. So my siblings and I, when we were still really little, my parents moved us over to California, and so we were raised exclusively over there. However, we were really fortunate to be in a place like Southern California where there were still a lot of islanders, a lot of access to the culture one way or another, or to each other. And then I got to spend summers in Hawaii as well. So even though I was raised exclusively away from Hawaii, I'm very, very privileged to have the access to each other like I did, because the reality is that so many Hawaiians, especially those who are not raised in Hawaii, um, don't have that access necessarily. So, and I always say the reason why I share that as well is not because I'm trying to pull like a Hawaiian card, but
Right.
because the context matters, because even though I still had access to the culture, to Hawaii, grew up in a hālau, I really, really struggled with what it means to be a Hawaiian for a lot of reasons. And I never truly felt secure in myself and who I am as a person, especially as a Hawaiian person. And so that struggle and insecurity stayed with me throughout my entire life in different waves, until young adulthood. And then I started moving around the continent, living in different places where now the demographics were much different than Southern California. And now I found myself in kind of different ways feeling isolated and lonely from what I did have the privilege to have access to. So that's kind of where this little seed was planted in the back of my mind, like getting to meet or trying to find other Hawaiians all across the continent. And we do things so differently depending on the city or the state. Hearing a lot of lived experiences. And so it kept raising this question for me of what can we do about that? There's got to be something we can do to help unite us no matter where we are. And this was a really long time ago. So technology was still there, but not like it is today. So it just took years and years of building experience, upskilling for me, both in tech adjacent roles, communication roles, to kind of build all of these, like in the back of my mind, sort of opportunities to eventually what would inform Hawaiian diaspora.